Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast on this Wednesday. Hopefully you enjoyed yesterday's low to mid 50s for most of the area because it's not going to get this warm until possibly next Wednesday as temperatures begin to moderate, especially for the second half of next work week. Until then, we'll be in a gradual cooling trend starting today, lasting through the holiday weekend. Yesterday, we did have a few wind gusts, 25-30 miles per hour, and we'll have a little bit lighter winds today. We will have rain in the area, so I have cool temperatures down for pretty much everyone in the low to mid 40s across the area, rather than some areas still holding on to mid to upper 40s today. I think we'll generally stay in the low to mid 40s category this afternoon. And a lot of these temperatures may hit their peak around midday before the rain increases a little bit as we head into the afternoon hours. Tomorrow, of course, being Thanksgiving, we'll continue the cooling trend in the upper 30s and low 40s. But taking a look at the forecast on Thanksgiving, now some models are indicating a little bit of afternoon cloud cover, but I'm still going to go with sunny skies. Don't be surprised if I have to adjust the forecast tomorrow with at least some afternoon clouds, but I think we'll have light winds. No rain, no snow expected. I think we'll have dry roads, especially hopefully the rain that we have today dries out and evaporates. But you'll have indoor heat, hopefully, and warm temps. I wouldn't call 40 degrees warm, but again, I think we have good check marks on most of tomorrow's weather forecast. As far as today is concerned, we may still have a few wind gusts near 20 to 25 miles per hour at times, not only today, but into tonight as well. May increase a little bit with those winds too, so that should help evaporate any moisture that's especially out on the roadways, and hopefully before temperatures cool down below freezing, as I am expecting to start out in the 20s early tomorrow morning for Thanksgiving Day, and then the winds gradually decreasing through the day, at least with wind gusts. Now, sustained winds should stay at about 5 to 10, but wind gusts will gradually be decreasing through the day as well. So, again, not a bad day. Let's go back to today. Now, while most of it will be in the form of rain, especially late this morning into the afternoon, we may get some wintry mix at times, but no impacts are expected. This model has us completely clear by 4 o'clock. However, this model, when I'll show you the next model here in just a second, but most areas less than 1/10 of an inch. There could be some areas, especially right along I-70, that could get about 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch of rainfall. Lauren's showing a little bit more than that even. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Here's a look at our other computer model. Again, showing mostly rain late this morning into the afternoon. Maybe a little bit of a mix, but no impacts are expected. And still showing at least a few isolated showers as we get close to 5, 6, 7. But most of the day dry, or most of the area dry, especially once the sun goes down. So with that computer model showing just a little bit heavier rainfall, especially along and south of I-70, at least getting 1/10 of an inch to 2/10 of an inch of rainfall. So rain today, especially from 10 to 5, that looks to be the peak time frame for most of that rain to fall. And again, the isolated wintry mix possible, but no impacts. We're dry tomorrow and Friday. Keep in mind that Friday, look at that, 20 degrees early in the mornings for you Black Friday shoppers. The good news is right now I expect the winds to be about 5 miles per hour or less. If it is a 5 mile per hour wind speed, that is going to be enough to push those wind chills down in the teens. So be prepared for that. But it should stay less than 10 miles per hour for the entire day on Friday. So yes, while it will be chilly, wind's not going to be a factor, especially if you're heading out to the Chiefs game. Friday night, we're talking probably after midnight, the way it looks right now. So the Friday evening plans should be fine. But Friday night, late in the night into Saturday morning, we will be keeping an eye on an opportunity for snow. But should be dry Sunday and early next week. Let's go back. I'm kind of going back and forth. I'm sorry. But let's take a look at the big travel day today. And here's a look at some of the impacts. We're still dealing with the snow in Colorado. That's where the highest impacts are going to be for today. So keep that in mind, especially out near the Denver area. Otherwise, maybe a little bit of minor impacts. See that isolated moderate impact in North Dakota. And you can see here in the Central Plains, Nebraska, or I should say Kansas, and Nebraska a little bit, and Missouri a little bit, Illinois, just some minor impacts, mostly in the form of rain. You can see here pushing through the area. I don't think that's going to cause huge problem. That's mainly going to be rain. That rain does push into the East Coast on Thanksgiving Day, where some of it could be in the form of snow, especially in New York and Pennsylvania. So keep that in mind. In the Northeast, there will be some snow and rain for Thanksgiving Day. That could impact the Macy's Day Parade if you're someone that likes to watch that. While the winds should be fairly light, it should be okay, there's going to be precipitation during the parade. So be prepared for that. Look at what we have Friday through the rest of the holiday weekend. Really not a whole lot of impacts to the area, at least according to this model. This model is based off of the European model and showing a little bit of snow late Sunday around the Iowa area. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Now, the European model doesn't show a whole lot of snow across the area. We're talking a trace to 1 inch at times, maybe at least an inch near the Wichita area, and then not much going on for next week as far as snow is concerned, unless you're off in extreme northern Iowa and into Minnesota. The GFS, though, that's the outlier, at least compared to even the Canadian computer model, showing a very narrow band of perhaps 2 to 4 inches of snow right in the Topeka area. I don't think that's going to happen. Is it possible to get maybe 1 or 2 inches? Yeah, depending on, especially if that snow falls Friday night when temperatures are in the 20s. And we obviously don't have that sunlight to help melt the snowfall or the solar energy from the sun, even with the cloud cover. So here are my confidence levels. Friday night, Saturday morning. Most of the snowfall will be occurring when temperatures are in the 20s. That could lead to at least a higher probability of accumulation, but because the roads are still too warm, the soil temperature is still way too warm. Right now, I'm looking at soil temperatures in the low to mid 40s. Could that come down in the upper 30s in a few spots? Yeah, but that's still going to be too warm for accumulation to occur unless the snowfall rate is heavy enough to start accumulating before it starts to melt. So that's why the snowfall totals are still in the very low to low category for confidence levels. So we'll continue to adjust the forecast as needed as we head into these next 3 days. So keep checking back in for updates. Meanwhile, between the rain today and the possible snow Friday night, Saturday morning, that looks to be it for a while. So no surprise that we're drier than normal in the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlook. No surprise that we're still in the probability of below average temperatures in that 6 to 10, but starting to warm up a little bit in the 8 to 14 day outlook, because I do expect as temperatures continue to warm, starting on Wednesday, perhaps in the low 50s, we may start to warm up a little bit more so as we head into Thursday and Friday of next week. So there's a lot of things to keep an eye on, but bottom line is below average temperatures are expected for much of this 8-day forecast time period. Yes, it does get back to near seasonal by Wednesday, but until then, below average, and 2 storm systems we're monitoring, including today with the rain. We'll keep you updated if anything changes with today's rain, and obviously keeping you updated on Friday night, Saturday snow over the next 3 days. Have a great day.